Howdy, folks. I'm Brian.
I'm Amber.
And here's the blanket fort. And it's Sunday, isn't it?
It's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. For your Valentine's Day quiz, am I drinking tea? Or am I drinking water with tea? Or watered down tea?
Brian is drinking legit tea today.
I'm drinking legit tea today. And you can actually see the color in it this time. So it actually looks like tea.
It smells like peppermint?
Yeah, it's peppermint tea. It's not my... I switch around teas a lot. So last time I had licorice spice, I think, when we were recording together. So yeah, let's get started. Our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Apologizing When My Girlfriend Threw My Cereal Away? This morning I woke up. I ate a handful or so of cereal that my girlfriend does not like. I left it open on the counter knowing that next time I walked by, I would grab another. I walked by and grabbed about 4 handfuls over the span of an hour or so. My girlfriend, citing the fact that I accidentally left out some crackers overnight, threw the cereal away. Her logic is that when I'm done eating, I should immediately put it back away. On the other hand, I do not see an issue with leaving it out while I continue to graze on them. As crazy as it sounds, this has been one of the biggest arguments that we've ever had, and she is seriously considered breaking up with me over this. Am I a jerk for refusing to apologize? But wait, there's more. Hi all, it's the girlfriend. To add some info my partner chose to leave out. 1. The cereal had been out for 3 hours, not 1. 2. This is not the first time he's gotten food out and forgotten to put it away. I often find jars of peanut butter, honey, tea, and random items he's using, yet never makes it into the cabinet. I asked for it to be put away 3 times over the 3-hour span and did not actually throw the food away. Where I am the jerk, I just put it in the cabinet and I said I threw it out of frustration. As revenge, he went into the kitchen and threw away my cereal, which was a brand new box, yet he left that part out. When I tried to sit down and explain to him why it bothered me, he shut down, told me I was crazy and that I was controlling. 6. The reason why I mentioned breaking up is because this is far from the first time this behavior has occurred. And the fact is, he is so ready to insult me and shut down seems, at the minimum, problematic for a long-term relationship. I can answer any additional questions. So, with the new additional information, what do you think?
I think he's a jerk.
This is so, why even write to, this subreddit if you're not even going to be truthful?
Right. Like he just wants validation, but I'm going to leave out all the parts I know are bad.
Yeah.
So
I'm just going to say it in the way that makes me look like I'm a saint. And then
the thing is, his original post didn't even make him look like a saint. Leaving food on the counter, taking handfuls and go, I don't know.
Just put it into a bowl and eat it as you go throughout the day.
That's what I wanted it to do, is to scream at him, put it in a bowl like a normal person.
Just put it in a bowl.
Or a cup or something.
Yeah.
But don't leave the box out so the whole thing goes stale.
Yeah, well, and I can understand if he's got this box of cereal and he's grazing on it, and if he's just doing whatever, but he makes it sound like, it was this one time, this one thing, and sure, if it's your personal box of cereal and you want it to, you don't care if it goes stale or something like that, maybe whatever, right? But she's frustrated because this isn't just the box of cereal here.
Right. It's a repeated pattern of behavior. And if she's the one who's in charge of cleaning their house,
mm-hmm.
and he's leaving things around and won't pick it up because I'm still eating it, then I can definitely understand why she's being frustrated. And I'm reading a little bit into that. She has nowhere does it said explicitly that she's the one doing the cleaning.
Well, she might not like clutter.
Yeah.
And the clutter, having things out might really bother her. But things it just seems like he kind of leaves stuff out and then says he's using it. And then when she's like, well, can you finish using it so that we can have the house semi-orderly?
Like, I feel like that's the thing I used to do when I was a kid. When my mom's like, "Oh, we're gonna pick this up," I'm like, "No, no, no! I'm still using this. Like, let me just keep my clutter here. I'm still using it."
Yeah, I'll hoard my pile of stuff here. I'm using it all. You can't be using it all. So yeah, no.
But I think what bothers me the most is that he like calls her crazy for this, and like tries to make it out like she's controlling. It sounds like it's a disagreement, not a consistent manipulation tactic. Like nothing about this sounds manipulative. It sounds like they have different ideas of cleanliness for the house.
Sure, certainly, and that might be like an incompatible point of view, but the part that makes him more of a jerk than anything is how apparently he's shutting down.
Right.
Like, it would be one thing if they were to have, like, a simple disagreement and be like, hey, I'm just going to take this box of cereal with me and I'm going to eat it for the whole day. I'm sorry you don't like it. But, as long as he isn't, like, spreading crumbs around the house, like eating and like having a trail of crumbs falling. I just
thought about like ants or something. Yeah. Like if he's consistently leaving food out, it could also become like an insect infestation problem.
She's like, do you want bugs? Because this is how we get bugs.
That is how you get bugs.
And like he's walking around with like handfuls of cereal, like
well, that's the thing. I was
crumbles,
like, he's out of his hands. Like you need some kind of thing to eat it out of, so you're not
vessel.
Yeah, a vessel, so you're not like spilling the crumbs everywhere. Cause...
Like when I eat like crackers and stuff like that, I actually put them into a little cup and I just kind of drink them.
Yeah.
Amber used to think it was an abomination until she started doing it.
It does taste better. Well, I have to eat things one at a time, or I used to. I've worked myself out of that habit, but I am very particular about how I eat my food. I have specific orders. It's a weird quirk of mine.
I used to eat Butterfingers by basically skinning them.
I did that with Kit Kats.
I would like eat off the chocolate part of the Butterfinger, so this would be nasty like Butterfinger bit left. And then I eat it. I don't know. I was weird with how I ate food when I was a kid.
I did the same thing with Kit Kats. Like I'd eat off the chocolate and then have the wafers left, and I'd like try and individually eat them, but a lot of times I'd crumble and I couldn't like individually eat each wafer.
Yeah, or like eat the cream out of Oreos first or last.
I would scrape the cream out and save it for like last. And then like make a giant monster Oreo with all the cream, because that was the good part.
Yeah, the cream was always the best in the Oreos. So, all right, I think we're a little off the rails now.
Yeah.
OP, don't lie about the situation here, and don't shut down when your girlfriend wants to have a conversation with you. Be an adult, have adult conversations. Make reasonable points of view, and don't leave out mutual foods and claim that you're using them when you're not using them. That's my point of view.
Yeah. Our next story is, am I the jerk for not letting my daughter meet a boy who I think has no future? I'm a 48-year-old male, and my daughter, a 14-year-old female, is getting very close to my neighbor's son, who's a 17-year-old male. I don't like him at all. He's barely maintaining a passing grade in school and has no plans for his future. She is a model student and knows exactly what she wants to do and what college she wants to go to. I don't know if he even wants to go to college. A few days ago, I caught them kissing, and I forbade her from ever meeting him again. She locked herself in her room and cried in there all day. She's not talking to me and won't eat much. My wife says I'm being unnecessarily cruel, and we don't even know if they'll be together into adulthood. She thinks he's a good kid, and we should at least let them be friends, if not date. Am I the jerk here? Edit, I don't like the kid, but I don't want to unnecessarily slander him. He's not predatory, and he's not a troublemaker. It's just his grades and complete lack of ambition that I dislike.
I think the reasoning is probably not good, but also 14 to 17 is a little bit of an age gap here.
That is an age gap. But
for those formative years, I think that like they're probably at like a completely different place. I don't know.
I feel like I don't have enough information.
Yeah.
Definitely there are some situations where 14-year-old and 17-year-old would really be a bad sign.
Yeah.
But if they've grown up together and have a close friendship already, and it's kind of
that could very well be what's going on here, because they do seem like they've been neighbors for some extended period of time.
So, I don't know. I don't have a good read on that one. So I want to focus mostly on OP's reasoning here. And first of all, regardless of your OP's reasoning, I think we can both agree that this is a really unsustainable strategy. Like,
oh yeah, I love this line right here. I forbade her from going over to meet him ever again. That has actually worked every single time in history.
Yeah,
like that is the go-to that parents use, and it is foolproof.
Foolproof. Definitely did not end tragically in Romeo and Juliet, who are about the same age.
Yeah.
So even if your reasons were sound, that's a really bad idea and basically a surefire way to throw her into his arms.
Yeah, I think that, like, if OP is really trying to, like, not have them date, then, or date secretly, of course, then this is not the way to go about it. Forbidding her from going and seeing him is not going to help. All it's going to do is make her probably more reckless and, not willing to talk to her about things that are important here.
Right. And it doesn't sound like her relationship with this boy is impacting her negatively.
Yeah.
OP nowhere says that her grades are becoming lower as a result or anything like that. So if he had mentioned changes in his daughter's behavior, I might be a little more concerned.
Yeah.
But it just sounds like he doesn't really like school and doesn't have a lot of plans for his future. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. And
yeah, well, and I think, like, again, like, there's a lot here that we don't know, and I think, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a good, complete story from OP here. I think OP's probably not necessarily, like, putting in enough details to make a full determination here, but I can certainly agree with, like, a lot of things that you've said. The one place that I kind of am a little hesitant towards is the age gap. But if they've been friends forever and this is just like a friendship that kind of evolved into a relationship, I mean, which doesn't happen for all the nice guys out there. But I mean,
yes, never.
But the thing was, like, I just find, like, this particular, like 17 is almost graduated high school. He's probably a junior in high school, right?
Yeah, junior or senior.
And she is, freshman at best?
Yeah, probably freshman.
Maybe 8th grade?
I would guess probably freshman, but I don't know.
I mean, she's a freshman.
No, she have to be at least I would turn 14 right as I graduate 8th grade, but I would assume they're both in high school. I want to make that assumption.
Yeah, I mean, if they're both in high school and she, they may have some overlapping activities and whatnot where they are interacting with each other. And I think if that's the case and they've known each other for a long time too, there's a good case that this is just fine and there's nothing wrong here.
Right. And even if we do want to make a case that maybe they shouldn't be together, I think OP's reasoning here is very flawed.
Yeah.
That I understand wanting the best for your child, but it's not your place to dictate who her partner is, except in as much as ensuring her safety.
Yeah, well, this sounds like a lot of him being overly protective of her.
Yeah, well, I think it's also, like, kind of snobby. Like,
yeah.
He's not going anywhere. My daughter's going places. She needs a partner who's going places, too.
Well, and he's barely maintaining a passing grade, but he's still passing. It means he's still going to graduate.
Right.
I mean, and how many, juniors in high school actually have it together enough that they know exactly where they want to go. And I mean, some do.
Well, even the ones who think they do, like, I thought I knew where I was going. I changed my mind 80 times along the way. Yeah. And so I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if he doesn't have his whole life mapped out.
Yeah, I mean, kids are kids. They don't have their lives mapped out. And, that's just really what it boils down to. And it's all right to not have things figured out entirely.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, if he doesn't want to go to college, there's still a lot of trade schools and other jobs out there that can be really great for, and can also provide a sustainable lifestyle, provide what's the word I'm looking for? Living wage.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is that he's doomed to be poor or anything like that.
Right. And I mean, even if he is, like, if your daughter is happy with him, then like it's her life. Let her have a chance to make mistakes as long as this does not seem to be adversely affecting her.
Yeah.
You know, if her grades were to suffer as a result, or she were to start showing changes in personality that suggest this relationship is unhealthy, that's absolutely a good time to step in. And if the age gap does, you know, squick you out, that is time. It could be a time to start placing some boundaries, maybe not forbidding them from being together, because that's just not a good strategy. But I don't
have them together under supervision.
Right. But I don't think that this that I think OP's reasoning here is really flawed. And like the wife pointed out, like how many high school romances actually end up being a long-term thing?
Exactly.
Like, this will probably run its course.
Yeah, I mean, chances are he's going to turn 18 next year, and then, you know, he's going to graduate, and if he goes off to college and goes away, then how many long-distance relationships at this age really, you know, stand the test of time? Some do. But there again, like, I don't think this is as much of a concern as OP it really makes it out to be. Oh, it's me.
Yes, I can read if you want. Hi, I'm Brian.
Yeah, I guess you read the last one, didn't you?
I did.
Hi, I am Amber, and I'm going to read the story now. All right, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Waking Up My Girlfriend with My Morning Routine? I'm a 21-year-old male, and my girlfriend is a 20-year-old female, and we've dated over 2 years, and we've lived together for 1. My girlfriend and I both work full-time. She is work from home right now, and I work outside of the home. She works 8 to 5, and I work 5:30 to 2:30. The past few months, we've had morning arguments because she says my routines wake her up. I get up significantly earlier than her, about 3 hours before she wakes up, and she's not a morning person. Here are the issues. My dad works at the same place as I do, so usually he will text me in the morning to make sure I'm awake. He will keep texting me until I answer or eventually call. I keep my phone's volume all the way up so I can hear. A lot of the time, I don't answer within the first time, and by the second time, my girlfriend wakes up. Then there are my alarms. I snooze them a lot because I set them early, so when I wake up, I know that I still have some time to sleep. These usually wake her up too. It's just part of my routine. She's a very light sleeper and has trouble going back to sleep when she's awake. She gets so angry with me when this happens because she says she's exhausted. She's in college too, so she's up late doing homework, usually despite having to get up and work the next day as well. We've tried a few solutions, like her wearing headphones or an alarm clock that turns the lights on, and it still doesn't help either of us. She thinks I'm a jerk because I just won't get up when my alarm goes off or when my dad texts me. She says that would solve all the issues and that I'm a jerk for not doing the simple solution so she can get a little bit of sleep. I say she needs to learn to live with my routine. Am I the jerk here?
Yes.
I would tend to think that OP is the jerk here. And I mean, taking it from a super light sleeper myself, like if I wake up in the middle of the night, it doesn't even have to be for a reason. I'll generally be awake for several hours. And, you know, if she can't fall back to sleep, then you're really interrupting her sleep cycle. You're really, you know, putting her at a disadvantage for the day because, like, not everyone can sleep on, you know, function on 5 hours of sleep. And if she can't function on that little amount of sleep, then you're really hurting her. And the long-term repercussions of a lack of sleep can be pretty bad.
Right. Well, especially where she's working full time and going to school on top of that and doing homework until the late night. Mm-hmm. She needs all the sleep she can get. So it sounds like you're getting up a lot earlier than her, 3 hours before her. It's not clear what her wake up time is from this post, but you're taking away essentially 3 hours of her sleep window right there, and that's not very good.
The thing is, it's not that hard to just wake up and get up. And I think the solution here is either one, one of you kind of has to give up ground somewhere, and either one, she needs to start doing the homework earlier in the day or something like that, which I don't think is necessarily a fair solution.
Well, she may not even have the time to do it earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all I meant is if she shifts her sleep rotation, but she might not be, I guess she's not a morning person, so if she wakes up, she's not going to be able to do her homework early. So I guess that really doesn't even work there. So, I mean, the trouble is that I really think that you just need to get up and not set 80 billion alarms.
Or just go sleep on the couch with your alarms.
Or go sleep on the couch with all your alarms, or any number of things here.
The OP is a 20-year-old adult, and he's still having his dad text him on top of your alarms. Like,
I mean, there's a point in time when you need to cut the cord. The thing is that you just get up. It's you have the ability to get up, and this would solve a lot of the issues, and you are being unempathetic towards your girlfriend here, and like, I get, you wanting to keep sleeping and whatnot, and I think that's like, I feel for you in this respect, but
why not set the alarm for later then?
Yeah, just set the alarm for later and then get up when you need to get up. So either there's a couple of solutions here, and I just think the big thing is that you two may have incompatible sleeping schedules, and in that case, maybe you just start going to bed in another room, and then that way, if you two have another room, but that way you can actually sleep and have your alarm schedule if you really want it, or I mean, it doesn't sound like many other solutions here, but
And just as a kind of an aside, OP has been the jerk on this subreddit before. He is the one who decided not to do anything for his girlfriend's birthday until the last minute, and then her sister called and said she was disappointed. So he tried throwing something together real quick that didn't work with his girlfriend's work schedule. So
I don't know if I read that one.
I don't think you did, but it's linked down in the comments if anyone wants that.
Oh.
His original post got deleted, but it's still in the...
Yeah. You're the jerk. She slept with headphones on so you could snooze your alarm a few times. Literally sleeping with headphones. Also, you can have multiple alarms to wake you up. Can you imagine the discomfort of sleeping with headphones just so you can enjoy a couple of 10 minutes sleep? Just wake up when your alarm goes off and put your dad's text on silent if he's going to be texting so much in the morning. Yeah, I mean, I think that probably is basically what we said.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And have a happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, let us know in the comments what you're doing, if you're doing anything. Should we tell them what we're doing, or should we have them guess?
Oh, take a second and guess what we're doing, and then we'll tell you. Just pretend you're paused. Just pretend you're paused, Amber. All right.
I was holding my breath.
You're holding your breath. Amber passes out. That's what we're doing for Valentine's Day. We're holding our breath. It's a fun competition.
So we usually do Zombie Valentine's Day. I don't know if we're actually watching a zombie movie this year. We're definitely watching a horror movie for Valentine's Day. So
Amber loves zombie movies and horror movies and stuff like that. I like comedy.
Yeah, we do. I do try and find compromises sometimes. Like, we watched Shaun of the Dead a few times for Valentine's Day because that's got the horror and the comedy. But I think we're probably watching The Ghost with Barbara Steele, which is just a horror movie, but it's a 60s horror movie, so it's not like terrifying or anything.
I mean, I'm not terrified of horror.
No, he's not terrified.
I'm the opposite of terrified of horror movies. I like comedy. That's my jam. So yeah, we're going to watch some zombie movies tomorrow, so let us know down below what you're going to do if you celebrate Valentine's Day. So, yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow. It's tea time.